Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am very excited to be bringing to you today a culmination of all the spring trends that I'm currently seeing and forecasting for this upcoming season. Now, I do want to preface, I am not a fashion expert, but I spend a lot of my time delving into fashion online. I read a lot of articles, I scan through all the trends I'm currently seeing on Instagram, and I also kind of like analyze what's currently on the runway. So I felt like I wanted to share with you some of the upcoming top 10 spring trends to keep an eye out for if you're interested in adding a couple of these to your wardrobe, or you're just interested in seeing what's going to be trendy in the world of fashion for spring. So without further ado, let's just jump right into everything. Okay, so first off, there are 10 in total today, and you'll probably have seen some of these pieces in my previous hauls or videos that I've posted, primarily just because I picked them up just so that I could show them to you guys in this haul, but also B, because I just personally really like them myself too. When I share trends, they're usually trends that I gravitate a lot towards, and a lot of these ones are definitely ones that I can see myself wearing for spring. There's obviously going to be a ton of other ones for spring as well that don't really resonate as well with me, so that's kind of why I didn't necessarily share them, but please don't feel offended if you guys are noticing a trend that you really like that I'm not sharing. It's just that it's not within my personal fashionable repertoire to wear. And I'm assuming that if you guys are here watching my videos, it's probably because A, you're a subscriber and you already enjoy some of the previous fashion trends and styling videos that I've shared, so you probably are very aware and in tune with my personal style, and I think you're gonna like the ones I'm gonna share for spring this season. So we're gonna start right off with number 1, and that is oversized blazers. So blazers are definitely not new to the world of fashion. They've been around for so long, but I've really been seeing an extra oversized blazer look primarily all over the runways and in street style recently that I can't help but not include into my existing closet. So as you guys know, I have this one. It is a thrifted one. It is definitely one of my favorite oversized blazers that I currently have. I've actually had the best luck thrifting for my oversized blazers as opposed to buying them in store. I don't know what it is about all of these like more vintage and older silhouettes and cuts that just really pull off this look, and I am loving it a lot. If you guys are from Toronto, I actually picked this one up from a local store in Kensington Market called Exile. They have 2 locations, I believe, there, and they have such amazing stock of thrifted pieces. They have a ton of blazers, so I highly recommend checking them out now that especially Toronto is out of lockdown again and you can go back into in stores. Definitely support local as much as you can, and I'm a huge fan of upcycling clothes so that you don't need to constantly purchase them and kind of like give new life to old pieces of clothing. So this is definitely a trend I can get on because you can find like a really great piece that's thrifted or vintage, or even sift through your parents' closets to see if you can find one. I personally really like this one because it has kind of texture to it. It's kind of like a tweedy material, and there's some like red and yellows running through the threading here. Overall, it's a really nice rich caramel brown color that you guys know I just naturally gravitate towards whenever I wear browns. So I'm a huge fan of this one, and I've especially seen oversized blazers work really well for spring attire where you put it over top of like a bralette, high-waisted, wide-leg jeans, or you can even wear them with bike shorts. I know bike shorts have been around for a few years now. They're definitely not going anywhere. So if you're somebody who is a fan of bike shorts, don't worry, you can still get a full spring and summer wear out of them because I think they're looking really, really nice paired together with oversized blazers. And I did say that oversized blazers have been around for a while. I know last year and the year before, the boyfriend cut was really popular, but now we're going that whole extra mile of oversized. Like, it's definitely a look that looks like you went into your grandfather's closet and stole his blazers. I'm a fan of it. It's roomy, gives you space to wear things underneath. You can wear it in the wintertime over top of a sweater. It's a very versatile piece, and like I said, definitely one that you can get secondhand, so definitely keep an eye out for oversized blazers, and I am a huge fan of this trend, so I'm going to be adding maybe a couple more to my closet. I probably shouldn't since I have such a large plethora of blazers already, but I just like the look, and it's such a versatile piece. Number 2, and I touched on this a little bit in my H&M haul, and I'll include a card up here in case you guys want to check it out, are flared pants. So flared pants from the late 90s, early 2000s are definitely back, but with a slight twist. Well, I mean, kind of. I've seen flared pants super low rise, and I've also seen really high-waisted flare pants too. I'm team high rise because I have PTSD from all those low rise jeans and flared bell bottoms. That's actually what we used to call them in the 90s. bell bottoms. I don't know if that phrase is gonna come back into fruition and now with this upcoming trend of flared pants, but I'm just really happy because I was never allowed to own a pair of flared pants, like those typical black ones that were really popular in the 90s. I think they were yoga pants that everybody loved. Actually, now that I think about it, I had a pair of like boot cut yoga pants from Lululemon. They weren't necessarily like flare. When I'm saying flare, they were like hip hugging down to the knees, and they were just like flare at the knees. And it's kind of similar now and back in style, except this time it looks like it flares more out mid-calf. So I picked up this pair from H&M recently. It is like a stretch material. It feels like leggings, so it's really comfortable and it's super stretchy, especially at the waist. It doesn't hug in too tight at the waist where it makes it feel like it's uncomfortable and your stomach is just in pain, which I'm a fan of. I don't like it when your pants are high-rise and they're just like way too tight. And then the bottom is a large flare up at around like mid-calf to the ankle area. So I like these because it's really nice. It sits over your shoes, which I'm kind of a fan of because it gives you a mix of the skinny jean and the boot cut that I guess Gen Zs and millennials are fighting all over on TikTok. So if you are definitely a millennial that wants to dress like a Gen Z, I guess this is the trend that you can pull off that's really reminiscent of your childhood, and it gives me a little bit of nostalgia. I just like them because they're fairly affordable. These cuts usually come as leggings, and it's not going to cost you like $60, $70 for a pair unless you want to spend that much, but you can definitely get away with getting a really affordable pair. Look in your closet if you still have some from the 90s that you wore back then. I don't think I've changed much height-wise, so I'm gonna go digging into my closet to see if I can find those old Lululemon ones and bring them back out and give them new life. Or even ask your parents if you are really young and they were alive in the 90s and they were living through the whole bell-bottom trend, because I think you can definitely get away with finding pairs like these without having to purchase them brand new. I will link this one though in the description box down below, along with ideas for all of the other ones in case you do need to search for brand new ones and you don't have access to any at home. But I actually really like it. I think it's cute. Whether or not this trend will stick around for a long time, I don't know. It's a cute one, but it looks like it's one of those really trendy trends as opposed to like a classical trend. So we'll see. But as we always know, fashion is cyclical, and even though it's coming back now, almost like 20 years from before, wow, I can't believe I just said that. 20 years ago, this was trendy. I'm sure in another 20 to 30 years, it'll come back in trend in full force as well. Trend number 3, which I'm actually personally really liking right now, are bootcut jeans, or just wide leg jeans, if that makes sense. Yeah, I got these ones from Princess Polly last year. It is a pair of denim from Lioness. They're super high-waisted, and when I say bootcut, it's because it doesn't flare at the bottom. As you can see, it just comes like all the way down like this, but then at the bottom there's a slit for this one to kind of flare out on top of your shoes if you want them to. I like these ones because it's really well made. The denim is super thick, good quality. It's like a raw denim, and it has like a nice fade that is perfectly in line with that like light wash that everybody is going for right now. I know Zara has a ton of these ones on their site. People are going mad for them, so I will link a couple of the ones that I liked on their site down below. But I'm really liking bootcut jeans because it just makes it so easy and comfortable to wear them. I'm definitely team skinny jeans because they're nice and they do have their necessary use every once in a while, especially in the wintertime when you're trying to tuck your pants into boots. It is hard to tuck in bootcut jeans into your boots. It's just like all wrinkly and rumpled up and it just doesn't fit. So in the wintertime, I do appreciate a good skinny jean, but I like these ones because it kind of gives your legs a little bit more flair, and it's definitely giving me those early 2000s Dolls Mania nostalgia. I mentioned that in my H&M haul recently too, along with the flare leg pants. So definitely check it out. If you guys remember playing Dolls Mania, please comment down below and let me know I'm not the only one so that I don't feel like I'm super old. I need to know that some of you guys remember that game online. But anyways, I digress. I actually really like these pants because they're really comfortable to wear. They're not super tight around your, I guess like your hips and your thighs, and you get a lot of mobility out of them, which is primarily why I like them. They're also still high-waisted, which I like because it kind of like sucks in everything and gives my silhouette a little bit of accentuation, because you guys know I am as straight as a toothpick. There is zero waist for me, and that's primarily why I like this style. It also makes your legs look extremely freaking long. So if you're somebody who likes to add a little bit of height to yourself, I would highly recommend getting yourself a pair of bootcut jeans because it just elongates your legs like no tomorrow. Trend number 4 is something I also really like because it's a continuation from, I think it was like early 2020. So I'm getting a lot of wear out of this and I don't need to do a lot of repurchasing, and it is knit bralettes. So as you guys know, I have this knit set from Zara. There's also the matching matching bottoms, but what I like that I can take from this set is the matching bralette. I don't know who did it. It was like Jacquemus or somebody, but they started putting out knit bralettes everywhere on the runways, I think summer last year, and now it is catching on everywhere. And this style is so popular. I see it in so many different outfits, especially with also high street retailers online as well. A lot of different outfits from Zara and Mango, and who else am I seeing this on? Essence has a bunch of them too. So I definitely think that this is going to be a trend that's going to be sticking around for a while. I'm just happy that I can pull this out of my existing closet and not have to invest in brand new pieces. This set though is a little bit old since it was from early spring last year. It could have even come out in, no, I actually think this set specifically came out in winter of 2019. Wow, it's been almost like a year and a quarter since I've had this set, but it served me well. I wore this all throughout LA when we went last year in the spring, and I wore it a lot in the summertime if I wanted to pair it with like shorts or like a high-waisted skirt, just something that was comfortable, airy, and breezy for the summertime without having to feel like I'm legit wearing a bra outside. It's just a little bit more appropriate to wear outdoors, and I think that this trend is definitely going to last way into deep summer this year and probably still even stick around to next year. So if you were ahead of the curve and you had acquired yourself a knit bralette earlier last year, then you can definitely still wear it this year. It's coming out even in fuller force, and I think that this is going to be the year that this knit bralette really truly peaks with fashion. I will include a couple of other ones that I like that are currently on the market if you don't currently have these in your wardrobe and you kind of want to jump on this style. But if you already do, great, you are ahead of the curve when it comes to fashion. Trend number 5, and I just recently also posted a video about this, so I'll also include another card up here somewhere, are wide leg trousers. I feel like as we're slowly coming out of quarantine and we're transitioning back into regular everyday wear and not wearing sweats and leggings anymore, we definitely still want to maintain that certain level of comfort that we've more or less ingrained into our lives this past year and wear comfortable clothes, which is why I think bootcut jeans are so popular right now, along with those stretched flared leg pants, just because it gives you so much more mobility when it comes to your legs, especially in the groin area. I find that that's always the hardest to find pants that fit comfortably and are nice and flattering at the same time, which is why I think wide leg trousers have made this huge splash and come back into fashion. I feel like materials and textures and tailoring are really big right now beyond just like simple silhouettes, and I actually really like wide leg trousers because, like I mentioned in the previous video, you can wear them both for everyday fashion because it's trendy right now and also for office wear afterwards. So you're getting double duty out of it and you don't need to feel like you're only buying it for the one-time trend. It's gonna last you a long time, and plus trousers are like a classic silhouette to have in your wardrobe anyways. So once again, I think everybody can definitely pull these out of either their existing closet or sift through their parents' closet or even go thrifting for these. These are a pair that I showed in my other video of how to style them. These are the Zara ones. They're the low slung ones. I personally prefer a higher waist one just because I find that the low slung ones they're just not really attractive on my silhouette. I don't really like low slung pants. And they also have that crisscross front here, similar to how a Goldie made it really popular with their jeans last year. I'm going to include a couple of the links that I had also included in the other video in the description box so you guys can check them out. Unfortunately, these two pairs that I am currently wearing, I'm wearing like that. Let me see if I can stand up. I'm wearing this one that I showed you in the other video and this specific one as well. They're both from Zara, but they're from an old collection and they're both sold out, so I can't link those ones anymore. But I did find a really similar one to this one on Zara's site. It just doesn't have a button. It has one of those metal flippy in clinging clasps. So it's very similar to this if you want this look, but I'll include a bunch of other ones that you can also get to acquire the same look. I really love wide leg trousers because there's so many different ways you can style them. You can either dress them up like professionally for work, you can dress them down for street style, you can dress them very like collegiate with like a collar and a sweater. You can always dress them up to really feminine like. So I'm a huge fan of them, and also just because they provide so much comfort and mobility when it comes to wearing them. So I'm definitely on the ball with this one. So moving on to trend number 6, and this one is definitely more of like a trend, like a trendy one, as opposed to a classic silhouette that I think is going to last for a long time. Don't get me wrong, I definitely think that animal prints have their space in fashion and they are cyclical too. They definitely come back. Like 3 to 4 years ago, I was wearing a lot of cheetah print. This year, it seems like zebra and cow are the it print in the world of fashion. So I recently picked up this shacket from H&M. I also featured this one in my current H&M haul video, so you can check it out there. But this one's a really nice, cute one. It blends together the shacket trend and the animal print trend, and it's in like a nice soft neutral. It's like a black and a beige, so it's gonna fit in with your existing closet if you wear a lot of neutrals already. This is gonna be a really nice addition. It's not super stark and harsh with like a black on white print. It's more of like a soft muted one, so I think it's not too aggressive for anybody who wants to add a little bit of animal print to their closet but is not comfortable with being too graphic with their look. Right now, Poochie prints and I think it's Missoni, yes, are really popular and trendy online, like that futuristic print style. So if you don't like that whole wavy, super like futuristic look, then getting zebra and cow print is kind of like you're in on that trend. Personally, for myself, it's not like a classic trend that I typically gravitate to all the time, so I'm not going to be integrating a lot of different animal prints into my closet. This is honestly probably going to be like one of the few only pieces I'll probably add in the meantime, because I want to make sure I can get enough wear out of this before it fades into oblivion. Personally, I don't think that this trend is going to last longer than this year. Come at me next year if you're watching this video and I was wrong. Animal print is just not really up my alley. I do play around with it every once in a while, but since it doesn't suit into my normal everyday aesthetics, I don't think I'm going to be heavily investing into many pieces into it. Plus, I already have some existing cheetah print ones that I can definitely still wear. Although cheetah print isn't really the it animal print of this year, it's more zebra and cow. So I don't know, we'll see. It's just not really a trend that I'm personally invested in, but I do think it's cute. But if you do want to add one piece to it, then a nice shacket is going to work, because this is also a classic silhouette that you can wear day to day, and it's comfortable and it doesn't feel like it's too loud of a piece to integrate into your closet. Trend number 7, and I actually personally really like this one, are sexy cutouts. So I'm actually wearing a top that I want to show you guys right now. This one is from Song of Style off of Revolve, and this one has cutouts like right at the armpit area here. It's kind of a weird placement, but I actually kind of like it. It follows along with the body's streamlined lines to begin with, and I'm not gonna lie, this is probably gonna be great in the spring summer when I can kind of like vent out my arms a little bit. It's not directly in my armpit, so you don't see it, but I'm definitely gonna be able to get some air into here and breathe under this. This is a slightly tighter knit, so it's gonna be a little bit warmer, but with the help of this, I'm gonna get some ventilation in here, so no shame on that. But yeah, sexy cutouts are a big thing for spring 2021. I definitely saw a lot of cutouts last year too, and I think that that was the beginning of integration of cutouts into the whole fashion scene, and now we're seeing so many of them emerge for spring. I've seen some that are literally just like tank tops with a turtleneck and has a nice sleek cutout coming off the side here, and I personally like these cutouts with like the slight kind of like teardrop shape, because I find that they really accentuate your body's natural silhouette and lines and just looks really sexy, similar to how there's this huge trend with nails right now to have those like wavy lines on your nails. It's similar to that, and I think this also falls into the whole kind of futuristic Poochie print trend where everything is just like waves and smooth organic formations. If you like that kind of look but you're not heavily invested into the prints, sexy cutouts are definitely a way you can kind of integrate those nice smooth organic natural lines into your everyday wear. Now, I don't really know if this is going to necessarily be a trend that's going to stick around for a long time, but I personally think that these cuts are really flattering. They're also really chic and kind of elegant and not exactly overly obtrusive. So even if you purchase a shirt like this and you don't really like cutouts down the road, you can wear a blazer over top and cover it up a little bit. But I personally think that these are nice, really subtle enhancements to your overall silhouette without having to be overly revealing, like having a huge cutout showing off your chest at the top. I'm somebody who doesn't have a chest, so I think all these like nice sexy cutouts are really cute and chic ways to like look sexy without like showing everything off. Another one I really like is the whole backless look. I am all for it. I feel like backless is going to be a big thing for summer this year as opposed to exposing your chest. I don't know about you guys, but this girl is not down to be sweating out of her back 24/7, so I really like these backless looks. I'll include a couple of images either here or here of some really cute backless tops that I'm currently loving, that I really love to get my hands on, and I just think that this whole cutout and backless look is going to be great for the summertime. You can still wear some knits into the summer without feeling overly hot. It's just like such a cute and kind of more like low-key sexy look. All right, trend number 8 is going to be spring knits. So a big thing that we saw starting last year were spring silhouettes utilizing knit material. You wouldn't typically see a lot of these in the springtime as you would in the past, and although some of these are classic silhouettes, I feel like they're really making a comeback for spring, and the one I'm going to show you right now actually integrates a bunch of different trends together, so I'm kind of excited to share this one with you. So like I said, spring knits, not usually new. You usually think about like silk and crepe materials when you're thinking spring fabrics for clothes. So this is definitely going to be a little bit different this year. And I already have a couple pieces from my last year haul when I purchased all those knit sets. So I feel like I'm ready to go. But this is going to be a really nice addition to your closet. This cute tank top paired together with this knit skirt. And then there's also this knit cardigan on the top here. So a couple trends that I want to mention from this that actually pieces it all together. Number one is the spring knits. Number two is the knit bralette. This is not necessarily a bralette, but it's like a knit crop. This one's a little bit more appropriate to wear out every day if you work in a conservative environment or you don't feel comfortable wearing a bra overtly. You can definitely get away with wearing one of more of these cropped versions. And then number three, which I personally really like, is the color brown. Brown was super popular all through fall and winter, and I definitely see brown coming back in for spring and summer. Seeing as it's neutral, I don't think anybody's necessarily ready to give it up fully right now, so I like that you can see a lot of brown colors in all the different styles that I've definitely shown you guys. You can get them in like the flared legs, but I'm not going to talk about brown too much because that's an upcoming trend I want to share next. But I'm liking all of these spring knit silhouettes, and I'm just a huge fan of them. You can piece them together with different pieces, either the top and the cardigan, or you can even just wear the cardigan and the skirt and wear a different top, or wear the matching skirt with the top here and then throw something else on top, or just like not even wear something else and just wear this as a set. I like that this is a different texture that we're bringing into spring that's not just flowy and loose all the time, and it's definitely a deviation from what we've seen in the prior years, so I'm a huge fan of this. Plus, also selfishly, I have a lot of spring knit wear pieces, so this is going to be able to give me some new life for those ones and to wear it again for another year. So I'm a huge fan of this trend for that reason, because I can rewear all my clothes from last spring and not to have to buy too many brand new ones. So trend number 9 is one that I touched on in my H&M haul too, and it is the color green. Now, when I say green, I know forest green is always super popular for the winter. It's a nice, deep, rich jewel tone, but for spring, I'm seeing so many fall and eucalyptus shades all over the market. I recently picked up this cardigan from H&M. I think I might be returning it though because I have too many cardigans and sweaters already. If you guys watched my previous video too, I also picked up a sage color slip dress, and I think that that kind of fills more of a void in my closet for that sage green that I'm looking for than this one, just because I have so many sweaters, I don't need more. I don't have that many slip dresses, and I don't have a lot of green, so I felt like I would go for that shade. I'm seeing so much green online, on the runway, and in stores right now. It's a very nice, refreshing color. It's also a super soothing and relaxing shade, at least to myself. I feel like with this past year, it's been so stressful on everybody that we're looking for different ways to relax our life up a little, whether it's wearing more comfortable clothes all the time, such as those wide leg trousers, or just looking at really nice calming colors such as this shade, which honestly just makes me feel like I'm in a spa 24/7. So all these really relaxing and comforting silhouettes, colors, and designs are definitely coming in for spring in full force and giving us that like relaxing spring that we've all needed after this like really shitty winter that we've just experienced. So I really like this color personally, and I think that also because it's not a bright, bold, and overly vibrant color, it can kind of suit as a natural into your existing wardrobe. And I know pastels for spring, how revolutionary, along with florals. I actually didn't share that many florals this time, which I'm surprised about, but I think the florals will naturally come as the weather gets warmer and warmer. So the closer we get to spring and summer, well, deeper into spring and closer to summer, I think florals will naturally just start to come out on their own. But right now I'm really liking this sage green color, and I'm really appreciating this like breath of fresh air and just like a signification of like growth and rebirth. That sounded super philosophical, and I'm not a philosophical person, so I apologize, but I really like this shade, and I think it's going to be a really cute addition for spring. All right, the very last trend I'm going to share with you is brown, and I did mention this with that spring knits, but I think brown is still going to be sticking around for spring. I love this rib knit shirt that I got recently from Revolve. This is from Lovers and Friends. It's supposed to come with a matching pair of bottoms that are also flared leg and have a split, but unfortunately those pants were completely sold out. I was so bummed because I wanted the whole set. This is giving me complete like luxe lounge vibes with the brown trend and also the flared leg bottoms trend all together to give that whole really like comfortable, neutral spring look that is going to work in your closet too as individual pieces. I can wear this top by itself, layered together with other pants or bottoms that I choose, and those pants could look really cute with like a knit bralette on top. So unfortunately, I'm sad that I wasn't able to get a hold of those pants, but I was able to get a hold of this top, and I really like it. It has a slightly oversized fit. As you can see, the shoulder drops down a little bit, so it's extremely comfortable. It's not tight or confining at all, which is sometimes what I'm worried about when it comes to these knit type of like striated materials. But I personally really like it because it's so comfortable, and I'm getting like a really put together vibe, but still relaxed comfort at the same time. So this is definitely up that like luxe lounge type of aesthetic, but keeping in with brown. And I know all of you have brown in your closet, so this should be a really easy trend for you to integrate into your everyday lifestyle and fashion without having to invest too much in new pieces. Again, like I said, any trend that I can find that I can jump on that doesn't require me to purchase brand new things, I am a huge fan of and a huge believer of being able to recycle fashion and being able to give a second life into all these clothes that we just like put aside once the trend is over. I don't like that, and I feel like there's so much waste contributing into the fashion industry, so I really like that all these trends are really easy to pull from our existing wardrobes or to borrow from other people's wardrobes to kind of integrate into our everyday fashion for spring 2021. Okay, so that just about sums up and rounds up all of the spring trends that I'm currently noticing in stores and on the runway, and ones that I'm going to be happily integrating into my closet for spring. I hope you guys like them. Let me know what your favorite trends are down in the comments below, and if you notice any other trends that are currently on market that I didn't necessarily nail that you think I will like. It has to be one that you think I will like, not just one that you are seeing and you know I will never wear. So yeah, I know that there's some other ones such as like those skin tight tops. I'm not really a fan of that, which is why I didn't share it, but that's definitely a trend for this spring coming up. If you like that style, go for it. It's just not really my vibe. But yeah, let me know if there are other trends that you think I missed out on that I should definitely check out for myself. And maybe I'll even do like a part 2 to follow up with this if there are some other ones that I think I should keep on my radar. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You know where to find me if you want to see more of me. I'm always on Instagram and on TikTok. I post on both of those platforms quite regularly, so if you want to see more of me and you're not getting enough on this channel, make sure to check those 2 out. Otherwise, make sure you guys are subscribed. That way you know every single time I post a brand new video. We're getting closer to 10K, and it just makes me happy and light up to know that the family is growing. I have more of you guys joining me over here, so make sure you guys are subscribed. I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!